Hello, friend, and welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, business strategist, and lover of all things related to up-leveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you experience a mind shift that gets you one step closer to your goals, whatever they are. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hello, friends, and welcome back to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I've been getting some really good questions from my listening audience, and so I thought it would be fun to do a listener Q&A. So if you have some questions, go ahead and send it to me at janetcagle.com, and I will answer it for you and for the benefit of everyone. But don't worry, you can remain anonymous. If you have a topic that you would like me to talk about, go ahead and send it in. This podcast is for you, my friends. This is episode 19, and today is all about incrementally up-leveling your life starting today. Last week, we started talking about having an abundant mindset, and today I want to continue that discussion. When I say the word abundance, what do you think of? When I say the word lack or scarcity or insufficiency, what comes up for you? I want you to think of any area of your life in which you feel a place of lack. It could be finances or sleep, but it could also be in the area of health and wellness. It could be in the area of relationships or maybe even time. It could be in the area of a passion or a hobby, or maybe your career is feeling lack. Thoughts and feelings of lack can show up anywhere. When we think of abundance, we tend to think of money or wealth or riches, but I have worked with people in order to up-level their thoughts and create an abundance of health, wellness, and healing, and also time. We can up-level any area of your life in which you feel lack. Abundance is not always about the dollars in your bank account or the amount of stuff that you have accumulated. In fact, the opposite is true. One thing that I've learned from my own work and working with many of my students, when it comes to creating any result, as humans, we would prefer to teleport ourselves and leap right out of our current state and straight into our end result. We want the weight on the scale today, the dollar amount in the bank account today, the house, the car today. We want it all today. And if we're being honest, we would all love to win the lottery and just get on about the business of living an amazing and abundant life. Here is the deal, though. Unless we actually do the work to create the mindset that goes along with the result, we are likely to rubber band right back where we started, or even worse. I read some crazy statistic that said 75% of lottery winners are bankrupt within 7 years. So, it's not about having money and getting that windfall that creates abundance. It's your brain, it's your thoughts, it's your relationship with your goal, and your thoughts about scarcity, lack, and abundance. We love the idea of abundance and having everything, and at the same time, it's not always clear exactly how to create an abundant mindset. So we kind of muddle through and we eke out an existence and we end up living what I call make-do lives. And we do this by creating workarounds. I know this from personal experience, my friends. The reason that it's so important for you to know this about the workarounds, because they are creating energy suckers. And energy suckers put a kink in your hose and they block abundance. I think it was episode 5 that I had you make a list of the things that you do that drain you. I want to take that work even deeper. I want you to really shine a light on things that are going on in your life that are workarounds. We create so many workarounds in our lives in order just to make it through the day. You may not even realize what you're putting up with from yourself and what you're tolerating from yourself for yourself. Knowing what you are tolerating is key. Once you identify what you are tolerating and how you are living a make-do life, then you can go to work. Once again, my friends, awareness is king. But let's do a really fun exercise this week. I want you to make a list of how you would live if you did win the lottery. Dream big. Make a list of all of the things that you will do when you are rich or have the money or get the promotion. Make a list of how you want to live a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Make a list of how your future self will be. How will you act? How will you dress? How will you eat? What would you do then that you aren't doing now? I want to point out some key words that I gave you in this instruction. If, when, then we will. We are living the if, when, then we will lives because we don't know how to live the life that we want in the future right now. I found myself doing the exact same thing. So let me share the things that I had on my list. Dress nicer for no reason at all. Fresh flowers every week. Get my nails done for no reason at all. My hair would be the color I love. Clean sheets more often. Fresh towels more often. Go green. Nicer car. Nicer home. Be healthier. Work out more. Eat better. Sleep more. Here's what I want you to know and understand. It's not about spending money or having money that makes you feel abundant. Abundance is a state of being. So is scarcity and lack. They come from the same source, your thoughts. Here's how I know that. I work with a lot of students that have an incredible amount of wealth, and yet they still have a scarcity mindset. When you move through the world in a state of fear and lack, you start making workarounds in your life and you start creating make-do existence. That puts a kink in your hose and that blocks the abundance that you are trying to create, invite, and attract. Now, what I'm not saying is to go out and spend money that you don't have or that you haven't made yet in order to feel better. And that's totally not the point. So, if it's not about spending money to feel abundant, then what is it? I love the concept of incremental upgrades and up levels, and here's how you do it. Find one thing off of your list from the exercise and start doing something that's on your future self list. Start doing that today. Living in a messy house and a cluttered home is a workaround. Driving a messy car and a cluttered car, workaround. Clutter is an energy suck. It also robs you of your creativity. You can make your house nicer and your car nicer just by clearing the clutter, and that doesn't cost anything. Here is an example of an incremental up level that my husband did. When I met Steve over 20 years ago, he was driving a Toyota Tercel. I don't even think they make those anymore. But he was not in a position to trade up. So what he did was an incremental up level. He had the car painted and detailed. He took very good care of that car. And in a few years, he did upgrade to the Jeep that he wanted. He did an incremental upgrade until he was ready to purchase the car of his heart's desire. He treated that Tercel as nicely as he would have if it were the Jeep of his dreams. And now, fast forward, not only has he owned a Jeep of his dreams, but he's on his third one. Here is what worked about that experience. He didn't make that car that he was driving mean anything about his value as a human. He didn't sit around whining about not having the Jeep of his dreams. Doing that is focusing on lack. He focused on taking impeccable care of the car that he did have and the blessing that it was to have that car. When you do that, it puts you in a state of gratitude. And what you focus on, you create and attract more of. I've seen this work over and over in his life, in my life, and in my students' lives. I know it works. I remember when I was a kid, I would get so frustrated with something that I couldn't have or something that wasn't going my way or happening fast enough. And my mom would say, just be grateful for what you have, Janny. Now that would tick me off so much. So I get it if this doesn't sound very appealing to you right now. But here's the deal. It turns out Mom was right. When you focus on what you don't have, you get stuck there and you create more of the same. When you are ruminating in insufficiency for the money that you don't make, the relationship that you don't have, the life that you don't live, you create more of the same. There are things on your future self list that you could implement today. Do that. Keep going back to your list and incrementally upgrading and up-leveling your life anywhere that you can. I love this quote by Mike Dooley. The secret to living the life of your dreams is to start living the life of your dreams today in every little way you possibly can. And here is why that works. As you start implementing incremental upgrades in any area of your life, you start feeling differently. And when you feel different, you start showing up differently, and you will begin attracting, inviting, and creating different results. Remember, what you think about is what you create more of. If you are thinking that your house is cluttered and run down, you will create more of that. Make incremental upgrades by clearing the clutter. Sell or give away what doesn't serve you. Freshen everything up with paint. You will be amazed at how good you feel. Look for areas in which you can apply incremental upgrades every day. Every incremental upgrade that you create builds a strong foundation of having that exercises and strengthens your capacity to have. Practicing feeling abundant invites more abundance. I hope that you love this concept as much as I do, and let me know if you found this useful and helpful by leaving me a like and a review. Just shoot me an email. I'm going to leave a link in the show notes to my Money Mindset virtual workshop. It's free, and for sure, it's going to help you create a better relationship with money so that you can create, invite, and attract more. Here is my final thought. You will never create, attract, or invite abundance from a place of scarcity and lack. So, go practice being abundant. All right, my friends, have the best week ever. That's a wrap of the 10-Minute Mind Shift podcast. I hope that you were able to experience your own mind shift today. Listen, if you're ready to take this work to the next level, I highly recommend Life by Design Academy. It's my one-on-one coaching program that offers you a transformation at the speed of life.